Have you ever walked past someone who clearly needed help and kept walking? Or sat in a group where someone said something wrong and you stayed silent? Maybe seen a colleague struggle for weeks while everyone around them noticed, but nobody stepped in. This doesn't mean you are a bad person. Neither was anyone else who did nothing. But there is a very real psychological reason this keeps happening. And once you understand it, you will never be that bystander again. In 1968, psychologists John Darley and Bibb Latan ran a series of experiments on why people fail to help in emergencies. Their finding was uncomfortable but clear. The more people who witness a situation, the less likely any single person is to act. This sounds backward. More people should mean more help. But here is what actually happens. When you are alone and someone needs help, you know the responsibility is yours, so you act. But when you are in a crowd, that responsibility spreads across every person present. Each individual feels less personally accountable, and each person assumes someone else will step in. But nobody does. They called this diffusion of responsibility, and it is one of the most consistent findings in all of social psychology. This is not about physical emergencies. You live inside this effect every single day. Someone sends a message to a group asking for help. 20 people read it on chat, but nobody replies because everyone assumes someone else will respond. In a meeting, a bad decision is being made. Everyone in the room privately disagrees. Nobody speaks because everyone is waiting for someone else to raise that first. A team member is clearly burning out. The whole team can see it. The manager can see it. Still nobody checks in because everyone assumes someone closer to them will. A crowd, a silence, and an assumption. That is the bystander effect living inside your ordinary day. Here is the part worth sitting with. Think of a moment when you needed someone to step forward and nobody did. A time when you were struggling and hoping someone would notice. A time you needed one person to say something and the room stayed quiet. It was not because people did not care. It was because every single person was waiting for someone else to go first. And now think of the times you were in the crowd and you waited too. This is not a character flaw. It is a design flaw in how groups behave. But knowing about it means you no longer are operating on autopilot inside it. Two things to take from this. One for when you need help. One for when someone else does. If you ever need help in a public or group situation, do not appeal to everyone at once. Pick one specific person, look directly at them, and assign the responsibility clearly. You in the grey jacket, can you please call an ambulance? Or in a work setting, Rahul, can you take this one? The moment responsibility lands on one person, they act, almost every single time. Because now the diffusion is gone. And when you are the one in the crowd, move first. You do not need to be the bravest person in the room. You just need to understand that if you do not go first, the psychology of the group means that there is a real chance nobody will. Being the person who moves first is a skill, and like every skill, it gets easier each time you use it. When you understand the bystander effect, your entire relationship with group situation changes. You stop assuming someone else will handle it. You start being the person who says something in the meeting, who replies to the unanswered messages, who checks on the colleague everyone else has been avoiding. And that shift from passive bystander to a person who moves first does not just help people around you, it builds something to you. A sense of personal responsibility, a habit of action over assumption, a quiet confidence that comes from being the kind of person who shows up when it truly counts. This is not a small thing, that is character.